Hi everyone, how you doing? This is Jonathan Lipp here from the Big Apple Film Festival. Welcome to BAFF Chats. We are very excited that in 2 weeks, January 19th and 20th, we will have our Women's Filmmaker Showcase taking place at the SVA Theater on 23rd Street here in New York City. One of the short films we will be screening on Saturday, January 20th at 6:30 is Resolutions, directed by Tamara Fisch, who is here with us, and actress Victoria Mack, who's in the film. So let me first ask Tamara if you could tell us about Resolutions.
All right. Well, it takes place on New Year's Eve. It's about two couples who come together to celebrate in kind of a quiet way. They're not up for a big rager. And the currents under the surface and the relationships there, and then ultimately about one woman who kind of discovers that her life got away from her, and that while she wasn't looking, things changed, and it's time to kind of get it together,
right.
or make some changes. And she's a little bit too old for for what's happening.
Right. Okay. And Victoria, how did you first meet Tamara, and how did you come across the script?
God, I think we first met when you first got out of college, right?
Probably.
And we did a showcase, no?
Was the showcase before the reading?
Yes.
Then it was the showcase.
So we created our own showcase that was going to make us big shots, I think.
Was this is theater? Is
theater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've worked in theater several times now.
Okay.
We did that. We did a reading by our mutual friend Amy Herzog, and then I asked Tamara to direct a show that I was producing and was also in. That was also by our friend Amy Herzog. And then she sent me the script for Resolutions while I was out of town. I read it. I thought it was incredible. And she asked me to read for both roles, which is always so fun. And so then it worked out for Nina, and it was an amazing experience. I love working with Tamara because she comes from the world of theater, and so she believes in collaboration, which is something that I've found more in the theater world, actually. And I love crossover directors who go from theater to film because they bring that spirit of collaboration, of it being a collaborative process, to that experience.
And Victoria, has most of your experience been theater or film?
Yeah, I'm mostly theater as well. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the, I know we had spoken earlier about auditioning and whatnot. Now, there was no formal audition. You knew that you wanted Victoria for this.
Well, I asked her to. I knew I asked her to submit for both parts.
Okay.
And actually, we asked a number of women to read for both of the roles. It really was a question early on with Victoria about which part, because she's amazing.
Yeah.
And her first tape was extraordinary, and so it was just a question of fit.
Right.
And like how the energy and the chemistry falls into the film and the story, and balances out.
Right. Okay. And Victoria, had you seen the stage play when it was originally produced?
No, actually, I hadn't. I didn't know about it until she sent me the script.
Okay.
But it must work amazingly on stage, I'm sure. But to me, it's a screenplay. I know that seems odd since it was written for the stage.
Right.
Because so much of what's happening is under the surface. To me, it works so well as a film, because film is really the language of faces and expression. And so it's hard for me to imagine it on stage, actually. I'm sure it works beautifully, but to me, it's just meant to be a film.
Right. I just wanted to ask you as a side note, when it was on stage, where was it produced? Was it here in New York?
So there were two productions that I know of, one of which I directed and one of which I didn't. And one was at Ensemble Studio Theater, where Eric and I are both members, actually, although that was the one I didn't direct. And then we did it for an evening of short plays called Live at the Loft. That was like a holiday-themed evening.
Okay. It was a one show?
Yeah, just a one-night thing, and there were a handful of other short plays that had like a holiday theme.
Okay, cool. So Victoria, when you first read the script, what was your sort of feeling about it? When you read it, did you know right away this is something I really want to be a part of, and super excited about it?
Yeah, and I loved both roles so much. I did feel Nina was more me somehow, and I'm not even sure why, because I've never been in her situation, but I think something about trying to have a good time
Yeah.
and being really tense and frustrated.
Yeah, yeah.
Related to.
Right. Right.
And I mean, when people see the movie, they'll see that it's such a human situation she's in. Where
Yeah.
I think she is a happy person. I don't think she's
She-
living a miserable life.
I think she's a
but
little
things are
confused.
frustrating.
She seems a bit confused. Maybe
Maybe
is that
she's a
part of
little
it? I don't know.
confused, But I think
Yeah.
also things never turn out quite the way you think they're going to turn out
Right.
in your life, and so maybe something that she thought was going to be a perfect
Mm-hmm.
experience is not perfect.
Yeah.
And I just felt for her so much.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to shoot it on tape and send it in because I was out of town.
Yeah.
And I remember doing it, and you know, it's such a hard monologue to memorize because it's like this rant.
Yeah.
And I finally just like let it rip. Just,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
That's the tape I sent in where I was like so angry in the
Yeah.
moment in my life for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't remember why. But
Yeah.
I just was like, oh, I just sort of fell out. And so I really
Yeah.
related to Nina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was one of the things what you just said about things don't always turn out the way you plan. I think that's one of the most interesting things about the film is that like it's the reality of relationships that you don't always walk off into the sunset
Yeah.
and everyone's happy and whatnot. And you know, this really sheds some light on reality of you know what happens in relationships. You know, over time.
Yeah.
So in terms of you guys shot in New York City, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you go about?
We shot in Erica's apartment.
Oh, you shot in Erica's apartment. Okay, cool. Oh, oh, okay.
It's so beautiful. The glories of short filmmaking. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. We were very privileged to shoot in her brand new apartment that she had just moved into.
Oh, nice,
It was
nice.
Awesome.
So how did you go about rehearsals? Did you do some readings, like table reads beforehand, or did you go right in?
Yeah, we had 2 or 3. One was a sneaky one because I invited them all over for dinner.
Okay.
And partly I really wanted the actors to meet each other and to have a sense, you know, to know each other and feel comfortable. And so we did a quick read at that dinner, and then we had 1 or 2 rehearsals.
Yeah.
We never like fully got through the script in rehearsal, but we got to spend some time at the table and read and for you guys to play a little bit together.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of them, maybe both, were there 2? I can't remember. We're in the space,
Yeah.
which was amazing. Again, Erica and Logan, her husband, were very generous with the space. And
Okay.
allowed us to do that,
Yeah.
so we could really feel it out.
Yeah.
Which helped us a lot.
Yeah.
And
that day.
did you, when you first met the rest of the cast, did you
I couldn't
guys?
stand them. No.
Really?
I love them so much. They're amazing.
You did. You guys meshed like right away.
Yeah, I mean, what I was going to say actually to what Tamara said was that I think that first reading was so important. By the way, Tamara's like a famous baker. She's like
Really?
famous throughout New York
Oh,
City.
really?
for
It's
her
good to know.
house As a baker.
Good, yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's
It's
good to know.
the only person who posts food pictures on Facebook that I actively follow. You know, I'm like, please post more. But so she invited us over for dinner and wowed us with the food. But I think that was a really important rehearsal because all the actors she cast are such pros. I mean, everybody was so amazing. I just watched the film again today, actually, and I'm just so like in awe of everybody in that movie. What
Yeah.
Sean is doing, Nadine, Eric is like killing me, breaking my heart. So everybody was so good that it really was, I think, mostly about creating chemistry between the
Yeah.
4 of us because the relationships are so intricate
Yeah.
in the film, you know?
Yeah, the chemistry is so real in
Yeah.
this film. I mean, you know, I thought you guys were all 4 of you were
Yeah, and
great
even
together.
the way that, even with just friendships, the way that you can love somebody and then just be so
Yeah.
annoyed with them in a second, you know?
Right,
You
right.
see that so clearly in the movie.
Yeah.
I would also say about the chemistry, and I think they were so wonderful, but, and maybe this is, film actors people with primarily film experience are wonderful and brilliant as well. My experience has been primarily with theater actors, and one of the things I think is so wonderful, and this was true on set, which is that they are used to playing with each other all the time. That
Right.
is what their work is. It doesn't break out into individual coverage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So even when we were doing individual coverage, they were all fully present for each other.
Right, right.
And which sometimes made a problem for sound, because there was such wonderful overlap and exchange between them. But all 4 of them came with the instinct to connect with each other and 4 ways at once.
Yeah.
Which I think I felt really excited and lucky to have.
All right. And just beyond resolutions, what projects are Victoria? What are you currently working on now? Anything in production?
I'm starting a play in a couple weeks off Broadway. That's like a 30s, like, wow, oh, Donna. So it's kind of fun, and I think the idea for the company was like, let's do something that's just totally escapist in this very divisive time that we're in, as opposed to something like important and topical.
Yeah.
So that should be nice and light and fun. And then I'm sort of in talks to do 2 other shows that are not definite yet, so I can't say anything.
Okay.
And then also I've been talking to Tamara a lot lately because her transition from theater to film inspired me so much because I sort of didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that you sort of had the skills to do it, but if you had done theater, but I actually teach directing to film students at the Rhode Island School of Design, and I love doing that work so much, and I love watching their student films, and RISD is wonderful because it's a very experimental kind of weird school. So the films are always totally wild and outrageous, and it's seeing what Tamara's done and teaching that class has really made me want to do something similar. So I keep coming to Tamara whenever I have a new idea and saying, like, how would this work? What would I do? So hopefully something will come of that.
Okay, cool. Tamara, anything you want to mention that you're working on currently?
I will plug the film that I'm a producer on that was only released like 2 months ago. We released right before Thanksgiving. So
Which I was in but cut out of.
That's true. Oh,
sorry.
I forgot about that. Right. So yes, Victoria had a beautiful moment that ended up on the cutting room floor when we changed the ending. Basically, she was the ending, and then we changed the ending. Called "We've Forgotten More Than We Ever Knew," written and directed by Thomas Woodrow, which is available on all digital platforms right now, which I'm really proud of, and could not be more different from Resolutions. And then in terms of what I'm working on, I'm at the very early stages of working on a screenplay. I have not written much in the past, so this is new for me, and something that I hope to direct, that I hope to be my first feature at some point in the next few years, shall we say.
Great.
So not too soon.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Tamara Fisch, Victoria Mack. The film is Resolutions, screening at the Big Apple Film Festival Women's Filmmaker Showcase, Saturday, January 20th, 6:30 p.m. at the SVA Theater on 23rd Street. Thank you very much. Thank you.
5, 7. I took too many.
Oh, what?
Oh, that's not how you spell calendar.
Yes, it is.
No, it's an A at the end, not an E.
I hate this fucking game. It's not funny.
I mean, I guess this isn't the most exciting way to ring in the new year.
Oh, honey, if we had a more exciting place to be, we'd be there. You know that.
Ah, she's joking.
I know I'm joking.
To a better you.
Oh, I'm going to. Wait, what?
Mix it with the tonic I have. Is that Is this mine or this yours?
It's just a day.
I know.